Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. RHOBH Teddi Mellencamp turns to Kyle Richards amid divorce. RHOBH alum Teddi Mellencamp is turning to her former co-star and close friend, Kyle Richards, amid her recently announced divorce. She and her husband of 13 years, Edwin Arroyav, have called it quits. As she attempts to navigate this unknown territory, who better to help than Kyle? Keep reading for the advice Kyle has given Teddi. Teddi Mellencamp turns to Kyle Richards amid divorce. Kyle Richards and Teddi Mellencamp became very close when the latter joined RHOBH in Season 8. They even double-dated with their husbands and enjoyed time together. Unfortunately, Kyle and her husband of nearly 30 years, Mauricio Umansky, called it quits in July 2023. He has since moved out of their home and began romancing philanthropist Nikita Khan. At the same time, rumors had been flying that Kyle was having an affair with country singer Morgan Wade. This has never been validated, but viewers noted how giddy Kyle got the moment Morgan appeared on RHOBH. Despite Teddi getting fired after Season 10, she and Kyle maintained a close friendship. She even appeared on a few episodes after the fact. Most recently, Teddi shared that she still felt that Kyle and Mauricio could reconcile and it was not out of the question. However, no one knew that Teddi was in the same boat as her best friend. She and her husband, Edwin Arroyav, have just filed for divorce. They split in October, and it is alleged that Teddi was having an affair. Yet Edwin was supposedly unfaithful as well. Now Teddi has turned to Kyle for advice during these trying times. According to People, Kyle Richards is doing the best she can to offer her former co-star a shoulder whenever she needs it. Yes, because of how close they are, Kyle knew what was going on. Still, it does make the split any easier, especially since Teddi and Edwin have 3 children plus his daughter from a previous relationship. No matter what, Kyle's got her back. The one good thing that came from Teddi Mellencamp's time on RHOBH was her friendship with Kyle Richards. She maintains that no matter what time it is, Teddi is welcome at her home for whatever support she needs. Kyle also noted that Teddi has seen what she went through, especially having it happen in public and on reality television. So, she also has even more words for her friend being out in the reality sphere. They both have to deal with infidelity rumors, though Teddi has yet to address the allegations of an affair with her married horse trainer. More so, there was a supposed brawl with his wife, so there's a lot to unpack with that one. In a hypothetical world where Teddi Mellencamp's marriage of 13 years is facing a divorce, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star's life has become a whirlwind of turmoil and raw emotions. Leaning on longtime friend and castmate Kyle Richards, Teddi finds herself on a journey of self-discovery, healing, and unexpected resilience. Here's how it might unfold. The sun dipped low over Beverly Hills as Teddi parked outside Kyle Richards' lavish mansion, her car barely in park, before she hurried up the steps, not bothering to adjust the sunglasses masking her tired eyes. She hadn't slept properly in weeks, and her once unshakable sense of self-discipline had been shattered, replaced by an endless rotation of sleepless nights, empty rooms, and a palpable silence where laughter once echoed. Her husband Edwin was gone, and the reality of their split hung over her like a storm cloud. Kyle opened the door almost immediately, her expression a mix of empathy and worry as she wrapped Teddi in a tight hug. Over the years, their friendship had weathered so many storms: social media spats, reunions full of tears, and feuds among the other housewives. But this time, Kyle knew it was different. Teddi wasn't just another friend navigating a rough patch in her marriage. She was Kyle's sister-in-arms, someone who had stood by her through thick and thin. "Come on in," Kyle murmured, pulling her inside. "The girls are out, and it's just us." They settled into Kyle's airy living room, and for a moment, neither said anything. Kyle poured a glass of red wine for them both, not asking if Teddi wanted it, just knowing she would. "I can't believe this is happening," Teddi finally whispered, staring at the glass in her hands. "We were supposed to be that couple, Kyle. The ones who beat the odds." Kyle reached over, resting a hand on Teddi's. "I know. And I know you've done everything you could to make it work. Sometimes, things just..." Kyle paused, searching for words. "Sometimes they fall apart despite everything, and that's mad on you." For the first time, Teddi let herself cry. In her world, strength was a virtue, something she prided herself on. But now the cracks were visible, and she didn't care who saw them. In Kyle's home, she was safe, vulnerable, and for a moment, free of the responsibility of being Teddi Mellencamp. As the night wore on, they swapped stories of their marriages, of the struggles they'd both faced behind closed doors. Teddi admitted she'd noticed her relationship with Edwin was changing for a while now. Their schedules, their priorities, the endless grind of trying to keep up appearances, while their intimacy faded in the background. She'd thought about their children, how she wanted them to grow up in a happy home. But the reality was, staying together wasn't providing that. "You know, Teddi, sometimes people think leaving is a sign of weakness," Kyle said, her voice soft but resolute. "But honestly, it takes more strength to walk away from something that isn't working. You're choosing to create a better life for yourself, and for them." Teddi nodded, breathing in Kyle's words. Being in Kyle's home, surrounded by mementos of their friendship, gave her a momentary sense of peace. She didn't need to be the fitness coach, the housewife, or the perfect wife and mother here. She could simply be Teddi, broken-hearted and lost, trying to find her way back to herself. The days after that night were a blur, a confusing mix of packing up her things, answering concerned phone calls from friends and family, and balancing work with the emotional toll of her separation. Throughout it all, Kyle stayed by her side. Their dynamic shifted. No longer was Teddi only the tough, stoic friend. Kyle saw her cry, vent, even laugh through the absurdity of it all. They went on long hikes together, staying silent sometimes, other times filling the air with all the things they never had the courage to say about their marriages. Then came the day when Teddy's children were scheduled to spend their first weekend with Edwin. She'd never spent that much time apart from them, and the emptiness hit her hard. Knowing she couldn't be alone, she drove to Kyle's house again, desperate for company, for something to fill the void. Kyle answered the door with a mischievous grin. "I knew you'd come over. So I ordered all the junk food we normally wouldn't touch, and I have 3 movies lined up for us." They plopped onto the couch, surrounded by popcorn, candy, and blankets, and for the first time in weeks, Teddi felt the weight lift a little. There was no pressure to perform, no need to pretend, she could just be. Somewhere in the middle of the second movie, Teddi turned to Kyle, laughing. "Do you remember our first season on Housewives? We thought we'd be classy and dignified." Kyle snorted. "I remember us swearing up and down that we wouldn't get involved in the drama. That worked out well, didn't it?" They laughed, the sound filling the room with a sense of warmth and nostalgia. Teddi felt a twinge of hope amidst the heartache. Here, in the simplest moments with Kyle, she found a reminder of who she was beyond the titles, beyond the expectations. She was resilient, capable of laughing again, of finding joy even in the darkest of times. As the night drew to a close, Teddi turned to Kyle, a new resolve in her eyes. "You know what? This isn't going to break me. Maybe I need this time to rediscover what I want for myself. I want to travel more, take on projects I'm passionate about, maybe even write a book about all of this." Kyle smiled, squeezing her hand. "And you will. You'll be stronger than ever. You've got this, Teddi." In the weeks that followed, Teddi leaned into that vision, taking small steps each day to rebuild her life. She reconnected with old friends, spent time with her children, and even started jotting down ideas for a memoir, one that told her story, not just as a housewife, but as a woman finding herself again. And through it all, Kyle was there, her friend, her sister, her partner in laughter and late-night wine sessions. The divorce still hurt, but Teddi no longer felt broken. Instead, she was piecing herself back together, stronger and wiser than before. And with Kyle by her side, she knew she could face whatever came next. In this imagined reality, Teddy's journey of heartbreak transforms into a story of friendship, resilience, and self-empowerment. It's a testament to the strength she finds within herself, with a friend like Kyle reminding her every step of the way that she's never alone, even when life feels like it's falling apart.